Hi, Miss Nikki here. Welcome to Biology 201, Human Anatomy and Physiology. I wanted to walk through the course with you. I'm not going to open everything and talk about everything, so I suggest you go through all of these tabs on the left-hand side, open everything up, and you can always send me an email message, ask me questions. We can do virtual meetings, so don't freak out if this seems overwhelming. There is a lot of work to do. You have to be in Blackboard, actively working on this class every single day. So we've read the welcome message. I gave you kind of just a heads up. There's a lot due the first week. Where my office is, if you happen to live in Huntsville and you want to pop into my office. So I have just drop-in hours. During these hours, my door's open. You can come talk to me, ask me questions. Other than that, we can set up virtual meetings and we can do it through the computer if you need to. We have Collaborate meetings, so I can set it up. You just have to email. The first thing that you're going to see is this Blackboard student orientation. You have to complete the student orientation. It's mandated by Calhoun for all online students and hybrid students to take the certificate or take the course to earn the certificate. Once you do, though, it's good for a year. So you can select this Blackboard student orientation and go through it, and I'll show you where to submit it in the course content in just a second. So to get to this video, you had to open up the course information tab, look through the order of operations, meet your instructor and office hours. So that's me right there. And student resources, meet your instructor, we just did that. Syllabus and syllabus quiz. You have to take the syllabus quiz to be marked as present. So please make sure you take that syllabus quiz after reading the syllabus. I'll go through that just a little bit. There's also a college syllabus here, so updated information that the college would like you to know. So here's the syllabus. Everything that's important is highlighted. I'm not going to read through everything for you. It tells you about your books. It tells you about how to get help, tutoring if you need it. It tells you the different types of assignments that we're going to have in Connect. It talks about attendance, which is really important the first week. After that, it's on you to be in the course and do what you need to do. It tells you the grading plan, the breakdown, when grades will transfer to Connect. They almost always happen after the due date. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. No late assignments without documented excuses. If you're having trouble with Wi-Fi, if you don't have a reliable wireless internet connection, you might want to try using an Ethernet cable. So here's the Ethernet cable right here. You hook it directly to your laptop and you hook it to the modem directly, and it's much faster. So I was joking to someone that friends of ours were trying to get tickets to Taylor Swift, and one of them used the Ethernet connection and one didn't. And one got 3,000 in the wait line and was able to buy floor tickets, and the other one got 16,000 in the wait line and got farther up seats. So it really does make a difference. If you're directly hooked to the modem, you have much better service. So if you know that you're having issues, think about investing. It's under $10 to get an Ethernet cable. So, and these exams are a little bit intensive because we have lab images. They're cadaver images, they're model images. So some people have issues. Also, I would use Google Chrome. Google Chrome seems to function the best. For the cell phones, you are going to take your tests in HonorLock, which is a proctoring system. You cannot have your cell phone out. You cannot have another device out. You can't be looking up things on your iWatch. If there's a reflection, if they see that the camera sees that the phone is there, you're looking at something on your watch, it's an automatic 0 for the exam. So again, we'll have a walkthrough. I'll give you some more time. We've got 6 chapters before we have our first exam. I'll give you kind of a little mini walkthrough that you can go and make sure your system is set up and make sure you're comfortable with HonorLock. If you do the practice exam, you'll kind of get all the bugs out and you won't be as stressed out for the first exam. So that'll be coming down the road. So I've listed all of the due dates here. Everything is due Mondays at midnight. Try to work ahead. If you email me at 11 o'clock at night and you're having an issue, there's nothing I can do about it. and then you're going to miss the due date. So if you're working ahead of schedule, it'll be a lot better if there's any issues or kinks or things going on, either with your computer or with Connect or with something loading, who knows, right? Technology's great when it works. So this is our first lecture exam, but I do want you to notice that the lecture exams are on Friday. So you'll finish up the unit on Monday and you'll have a couple of days to study, and then the exam is due that Friday. And then I usually grade them that weekend. And then the grades are usually posted by Sunday afternoon. But then we have homework due. So it's kind of, with online, you don't really get a break. It's just one thing after the other, unfortunately. So you can see all the due dates for the semester are listed. As far as attendance during the first week, complete the syllabus quiz and the discussion board introduction if you want to be marked present. We only have 3 exams. That our final exam is our Unit 3 exam. And I kind of gave you just a little timetable of time management skills. If you've never taken an online class before, maybe this will help you kind of break things down. If you have questions, again, please email me. We can talk. You are probably going to be in this class actively working, not just looking at things and clicking, but actively studying and working for about 15 hours a week. So you are saving some time by not having to drive to campus, and you don't have to sit through lecture. You can listen to the videos that I have. So that's kind of all added in, but this is a part-time job basically to take this course online. Okay, so back to syllabus quiz will be here for you to take. College syllabus, review that just for some general college guidelines. Let's see. And then we have the orientation video, which you're watching right now. We have all these course policies. If you want to know about technology requirements, if your computer is good, if it has all the updated information that you'll need, all the systems and programs, communication policy is always good. And the link to this discussion board. So this will take you automatically over here to discussions. And then you can list, let's see, I'll click on it for you so you can see. So you select discussions, come on. Everything's running a little slow. You're going to notice the first week of class, there's thousands of students logging on. So it's going to be a little slow the first week. So here's the introduction, list your favorite movie as your thread title, tell us about your major, anything cool. If you want to share a picture, share a picture. So I'm going to select the introduction, and then you come over here to create a thread. And you will not be able to see other people's until you create a thread. So once you create a thread, you can go back in and look. It's often interesting. People are either in the nursing program or they're getting ready to go into nursing, radiology, physical therapy. Maybe you're interested in the same programs. Maybe you want to form study groups outside of class. You want to share Quizlets. So sometimes it's good just to go through the introduction and see how many people are on your same path and kind of get a study partner now, work your way through 201 and 202. And a lot of people that stick together for 201 and 202, they enter the program at the same time, and then they're studying through the program. So it really does help. Okay, so I think we covered everything in course information. I'm going to go to course content, and there's this first week orientation. This is where you submit your Blackboard certificate. So after you run through this orientation of Blackboard, this is where you're going to come. You're going to select this link, and you're going to, and let me make it available. There we go. You're going to select this link, and you're going to enter your certificate. It has to have your name and the dates that are valid. So I think there's one now that says 22 to 23. And then if you do the new one, it says 23 to 24. So whichever one you have, I'll take as long as it says 2023 somewhere. If it says 2021, you have to redo it. They add stuff. And then this is the first APR tutorial. So this is going to kind of walk you through how to use the software that we're going to use, which has cadaver images. And you're going to be able to find all the bones and the muscles. And so there's a lot of fun stuff with APR. So when you select this link, it's automatically going to take you to the page where you have to register. So I'm going to come over here to books real quick so that I can show you. I have kind of the how to register for Connect over here. And when you're looking through this, it'll show you this page. So when you click that APR tutorial, this is kind of the page that'll come up, and it'll enter your Calhoun email address. If you already have a password, if you've already registered for McGraw-Hill Connect specifically for this, for a biology course, it'll come up. I'm not sure if they use it in math anymore, but I've had people say, oh, I already have an account. I just had to sync it to this one. So this is kind of the important part that you come to. So after you register, enter your email address and your name and your all physical address and all that good stuff, it's going to say connect code, purchase online, or temporary access. Just go ahead and sign up for the temporary access. You have 2 free weeks to use the system. Once that time is expired, a window will pop up and say, hey, enter your code. You can, if you bought your textbook from the bookstore, it should have come with a connect code. And that's where you'd enter the code here. If you are using somebody else's textbook, it's last year's textbook, you don't have a connect code, you can buy just the code directly from the publisher right here. So you say, yes, I want to buy it right now, enter your credit card information, and you have the code. And I think it's good for a year. If you want to get the code from the bookstore at Calhoun, you can purchase just the code. I just want the digital book. I don't need a hard copy book. I don't need a loose leaf book. I don't need any of that. I want it all digital. So there's several ways to purchase the textbook. So everyone can use the temporary access. Then you'll have access, no problem. For the first week, you'll be able to get all the chapter 1 stuff done. So just go in and select temporary access and you're good to go. There's also a McGraw-Hill help button here. You can send information to McGraw-Hill. If you're having any issues, if something is freezing. But I'm going to go to course content and I'm going to go to unit 1. I'm going to go to chapter 1, and every chapter is going to be set up the same, where I'm going to give you instructions. There's the lab guide attached, because sometimes some of the lab content I'm going to say, hey, go to page 1.5 and 1.6 in the lab guide. So lab guide's right there for you. You can also purchase this lab guide in the bookstore. If you don't want to do everything digital, if you like hands-on, they have the 201 and 202. I want to say it's under $20, $18, $15. You can go buy a copy at the bookstore if you don't want to print it out. If you have access to free printing or you want to do everything digital, you want to download it to your iPad and you're using notes and you just want to fill it in there, totally fine. However you want it, whatever works best for you. But here's the lab guide. I'm going to give you instructions. This is what you need to be doing this week for lecture, and this is what you need to be doing for lab. Here's the Connect homework. So it has its own folder, and here's the reading and questions. Here's the lab content. Here's the quiz. If I open these for you now, it's going to show the instructor view. But when you open them, it's going to open up the textbook pages where you can read, and it's going to ask you questions. Those questions down here on the left-hand side, there's a practice button. You can pull that up and it'll start running you through questions. And it runs you through questions until you're proficient at all of them. The lab content will be the APR. You'll see the tutorial when you go through that in the first week. And then the lab content, it'll show the cadaver, it'll point out different body regions, and then there's a follow-up quiz here, chapter 1. So this quiz really has to do with the chapter 1 reading. When you're in the chapter 1 lab content, there is a quiz at the end. So in the beginning, all you're doing is clicking on terms. Okay, what does proximal mean? What does distal mean? What is anterior? What's posterior? And it's showing you on the cadaver. And then at the end, you have to take a quiz where it's going to say, where's this? Where's this? And you have to click on it. So kind of this is a lab content and quiz all combined. Up here, I've put, if you have trouble downloading APR. If you're having any trouble with any of the Connect assignments, so I know it says APR, that's the one that kind of gives us the most trouble. You're loading these images and they're getting stuck kind of in your temporary storage. So sometimes students will say, I clicked on the link and it took me to a blank page. 1, make sure you're in Google Chrome. 2, you might have to go in and clear all of your browsing data, all of your caches, clear everything, close everything down, open it up, and this fixes the problem 99% of the time. If it doesn't fix it, you can email me and let me know what's going on, and then you can also right here select the McGraw-Hill support. They have a chat, they have an email, they have a phone number, so lots of help. We can figure it out. Just don't wait till the last minute to do your homework, right? So it's due at midnight. If you're trying to figure something out at 11 o'clock, that might not be a good time to get help before the assignment is actually due. So again, I know I've said this multiple times, work ahead. You know, things come up all the time in life. And so I'd hate for you guys to miss, easy homework points or relatively easy homework points when it's just something simple as staying on top of all these assignments. So I think we have covered everything but kind of the email. I'll go back to content and just walk you through how to study, and then there'll be a follow-up video later on in the week. Here is the email. This is where you send a message. So when you email me, I'm going to get this link. It's going to tell me this is your course, and it'll change depending on which course. I'm teaching 2 of these online. So if this isn't your exact course, don't freak out. But whatever your course is, your section is, will be populated in the email if you send your email from here. So I have all my emails pushed to my phone, but if you send me an email just to my email address and say, hey, I'm stuck on this, I need help, I may not know exactly which course you're in. I'm teaching 6 classes this semester. So that's 180 students. If you send me the message directly from here, go to Calhoun email your instructor. I know immediately what course you're talking about, and I know what section you're in, and I can answer your question really quickly. So this is the best way. To retrieve your messages, though, you have to go to your Outlook. It's going to sign me out, maybe. You have to go to your Microsoft Outlook. That's where the messages will go back to. So I've had students email me and call me and say, hey, I tried to email you and I'm in Blackboard and I'm never getting any messages. You're never going to receive messages from me inside Blackboard other than announcements. So no emails come back to Blackboard. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I will do another video later about kind of how to study and how to prep for the class. I just wanted to show you real quick, every chapter is laid out the same. You're going to have instructions. You're going to have Connect homework. You're going to have learning objectives. These are questions you have to be able to answer if you want to do well on the test. I don't collect them. They're not due for homework. You can send me your questions and answers anytime, and I can review them and say, yes, you are on track. You are answering these well. And then there are videos for every chapter, and every video has an outline. So this is a word-for-word transcript of what's being said in the PowerPoint. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's word for word what's being said in the PowerPoint. You can add to it anything that I verbally say over the PowerPoint. So an outline PowerPoint video. However you learn, whatever's best for you. I like to read. You can also play these videos faster. So if I'm, saying a lot or I'm a little too slow, speed it up. Do 1.25, right? I do this all the time when I take online classes. I like to read and listen. So like I'm reading and following along to what the professor is saying. And then I'm jotting down notes if they add anything extra. So every chapter will be laid out in this exact fashion. You just have to go through the work. So again, I know this is a lot. I know it's overwhelming. I'll have some study tips for you in about a week when things settle down and we get through this first chapter. I do a post announcements weekly. So I usually do a beginning of the week and end of the week, like Monday. Hey, reminder, this is due. This is what I would be working on this week. Here's some tips to be successful. And then Friday, there's a message saying this is what you need to be doing over the weekend. And just kind of keep in touch if you have any problems or issues. So hopefully I've covered everything. If I missed anything, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you. Thanks. Have a good semester. Bye.